For most of her life, Chicago native Ashley Woods has been in love with comic books, so it isn't odd that she decided to create one of her own. Her creation has led to sold-out issues and trips around the world. On the Artbeat tonight, Christian Farr goes one-on-one with this artist, a standout in the world of independent comic books, in more ways than one.
At Graham Cracker Comics in the Loop, fantasy reigns supreme. In the front of the store, popular comic book superheroes dominate, while in the back, there is a #1 comic of a different kind. How does she sell in the store? How does she do?
Very well. She is our best-selling local artist.
Manager Matt Streets is talking about 23-year-old Ashley Woods. She is a Chicago native and an up-and-coming comic book artist who is making a name for herself with her nearly 3-year-old comic book, Millennia War.
People like the originality, people like the action, and the friendship that comes across through the characters.
When did you first start drawing?
I first started drawing when I was 3 or 4.
And what were you drawing at 3 or 4?
Barbie stories and Homer Simpson.
Ashley gave up drawing her childhood favorites years ago. In their place, Japanese anime has become the primary influence of her mainly self-taught drawing style. That influence can be seen in the posters and video games spread out all over the South Side room she grew up in. It also doubles as her studio. Tell me about your life as an artist, when you finally figured out this is what I want to do as a profession, as a career.
I figured out this is what I wanted to do as a profession when I played Marvel vs. Capcom. I really liked the art in that game, and it finally clicked to me like, wow, someone's getting paid to produce art like this.
It was then that Ashley started to bring the comic book stories she dreamt up back in high school to life. Millennia War is an action fantasy story about a great war that involves the human race and futuristic-looking elves.
I was just trying to create something new, something original. I didn't want to create something that's been done before.
Tell me about the characters. Who are the characters? Who's the main character in this book? Who do we follow?
There's a lot of characters, but the main ones are Hannah and Sire. They're twins, and basically Hannah, she's part of the human race, and she's trying to save her sister Sire, so she and her friends embark in this long epic journey to find her sister.
Unlike a mainstream comic book, Millennia War is created and mainly distributed by a team of 1.
I don't watch television. I work on my art day in and day out because I'm doing pencils, inks, colors. I do the writing, plus just promotions, just like going around the city to different stores, asking people, can I get into your stores? Like, I don't have a publisher putting me in stores for me. And right now, I'm only in local stores. Like, if I had a publisher, I'd be able to be in stores nationally or internationally.
Ashley's hard work has paid off. Some of the books in her 5-issue series have already sold out.
As I flip through this, it looks like it's so professionally done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you strive for it to be as good as it possibly can be?
Mm-hmm, yeah. I look at what's in the industry now and in the media. And what I do with the book, I try to make it look like a cartoon, like steals from a cartoon, different cartoon cells.
What is it about her work that sort of you like, that you appreciate?
It's very dynamic. It has a good sense of energy. It kind of just jumps off the page at you. She has a good sense. I like how she draws faces too. She's got very expressive eyes and facial features that express emotions, which is very important in comics, I would say.
Ashley has also been invited to speak at art and comic book conferences across the country. And late last year, she traveled to Japan, where her work was on display at an event called Out of Sequence, Underrepresented Voices in American Comics. It's a subject that hits close to home for this African-American female artist. I'm assuming when you go to these comic book conventions, you don't see a lot of people that look like you, especially when it comes to female and African-American.
There's not a lot of black females that I see. The only other black female artist I see is a girl named Spike, an artist named Spike. But other than that, there aren't many.
Is it intimidating to you at all?
No. I feel comfortable. Like, people look at me sometimes, or they want to know more about me, but I'm not intimidated. Like, I use it towards my advantage. Like, I hope that people remember me better. I stand out to them. African American parents had brought their daughters to me to show me off to their daughters. Like, you inspire them, and that's really nice because everything is happening so fast. Like, I didn't think that my work would get popular this quickly.
For now, Ashley will continue to pump out Millennia War on her own, selling it on the net and in select comic book stores. But her fans believe that in the very near future, that will all come to an end. What do you think of her future? What do you think is going to happen to her in the future? She's self-published now.
Yeah. I think she's going to do very well. I think she'll probably eventually get picked up by one of the bit larger comic book companies. And whether she's doing her own book, Millennial War, or a different book, I think she'll do just fine.
What do you think of Matt's words? What do you think of those words? Those are pretty big words.
They give me hope for the future. Yeah, I believe in myself, but like hearing it from him, helps me believe more.
For Chicago Tonight, I'm Christian Farr.
Currently, Ashley's work is at an exhibit in Flint, Michigan, titled Beyond the Frame, African American Comic Book Artists. It runs until April. If you want to see more of Ashley's work, you can go to our website, WTTW.com/Chicago Tonight. And we'll be right back with a tour of some of Chicago's most interesting neighborhoods.
Artbeat segments on Chicago Tonight are made possible in part by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation and the Lloyd A. Fry Foundation.